Hello, ladies and gentlemen, dude and dudettes. I'm Matt Burns.
And I am the pain in the vein of Batman's.
Pretty much, he is. He can be a bit of a pain in the backside, but he's not all doom and gloom.
Well, I don't know about that.
But he is, of course,
James Irvine.
James Irvine. Let's just say this. Interesting topics for this week. We've got quite a bit to mull over at the same time, haven't we?
I would imagine so, considering that we are winging it this week. Again.
Yes. Hashtag winging it. But it's going to be a bit of a different topic, some different topics that are going to be thrown out of nowhere. But we are going to have some topics that are very local, very noble. But anyway, let's get down to business before we can even get on to any topics or anything. Mr. Irvine,
would you like me to make the introduction into my insanity, or should I say, are we just covering our arses because of my insanity?
Yes, please.
Okay, so, without further ado, I bring to you The Watershed. The following broadcast may contain language, opinions, and topics that may not be suitable for younger listeners or for those that are easily offended. However, I do believe that Hey Arnold is much easier on the eyes and ears.
Much easier on the eyes?
Yes.
He has a football head.
Don't grief, Hey Arnold. It's a classic.
No, I was actually just doing the fact of one of the nicknames he has on the show. It's a good show.
I know it's a good show. Stop being a bellend.
Really?
Yes. Ding dong. Bellend.
Anyway, I will say is, Hey Arnold, it does actually have some certain themes on there that are quite unique and interesting.
Helga. Yona Brow.
Mm-hmm. And her parents.
Yes.
But nothing more will be said about that, especially with smoothie making. But anyway, the burning truth, of course, does 100% still support Black Lives Matter.
We also advocate for hashtag speaking out.
That we do. And we always have we've got a microphone always available for anybody who wants to have their say on either topic, just as long as there is no what?
There is no liable content or slanderous content.
Yes. And probably no names being directly dropped completely out of nowhere.
Even though there are particular... No, I won't do it.
No. Even though there are certain people who probably need to have certain things shown to light, we're not the ones... We shouldn't be the ones that should be doing it. It should be held accountable for the local authorities.
Yeah, it should. Does that mean that you know something, Mr. Burns?
No. No. If there was anything that I knew, I would be reporting it to my local authorities, as we always state every week.
I wonder if we know somebody that knows something.
No idea.
No, never mind. I don't know.
But anyway.
Or do I?
Really? Anyway, let's get down to business. This week, as you probably already guessed, yes, we're live.
We're live. Finally, we are back live.
Yes, we have had a few weeks where we have pre-records, but that is due to busy schedules. But there could be some alternative arrangements in regards to that in future, just to point that out. So we can avoid basically having any pre-recordeds, But we could be actually doing the odd, day change from time to time for the episodes.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Chopping and changing, ducking and diving.
Because we feel as though, if necessary, we still need to be live, and, we might make some changes.
What the fuck was that noise? It sounded like you just shit your pants.
That would be a motorcycle driving past the area. And I believe the gentleman, whoever owns that bike, probably needs to have a new exhaust.
I'm done. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going home. I'm done. Oh, wait, I am home. I'm hanging up. I'm going. I'm done.
Yeah, I thought you would be.
Oh, as if you just blame that on a motorbike. You
It really was.
No, it wasn't. You just
It
farted.
really was.
Farted.
I did not.
Listen up here, Mr. Wobbly Bottom.
Listen, I can swear down.
Don't swear down. The floor did nothing to you.
That genuinely wasn't me. If that was me, I pretty much would have owned up to it, and then probably sat there and said, I may have to go to a doctor if that was coming from my rear. That wasn't.
Oh, for God's sake. In denial.
I'm not in denial, but anyway.
Oh, that's it.
Anyway.
Move on. Change the subject, Mr. Farty Pants.
You do realise we can't be at this all day. We do actually have to get some content out.
Do we?
Yes.
Oh, well, shit happens. Just unfortunately, it comes out of your arse.
And unfortunately, it comes out your mouth as well.
Oh! I'm sorry. I fell asleep during that one.
Anyway, point being is, we are live, and we've got some topics to discuss, be it the blog.
Well, you've just dropped a log, so why not talk about
blog?
The blog? Why not talk about the blog? Oh, dear, I think you need to check your pants.
Right, the blog this week was done by myself, and hopefully, I recommend everyone give it a bit of a quick check out, because once I thought I'd just mention how my week went, and potentially I was almost covering almost 2 weeks a little bit. Doing a bit of catch up as well.
Well, unfortunately for Mr. Burns, that he's had a great week, had a fantastic week, but it's just ended on a brown note. Sorry, I mean a sour note.
All I'm just going to say is, Mythbusters already proved that the brown note doesn't exist. And I'll leave it there.
I'll agree with that, but it still doesn't stop the fact that you just dropped your guts live on it.
I did not!
You're worse than Joe Wicks.
Joe Wicks?
Joe Wicks, the live PT man. He decided to drop an infamous bomb. Just as the screen was buffering, he decided to let one rip.
Oh dear.
And it was quite beefy and loud. A bit like that one that you've just dropped.
You mean the one where a bike went past with a bad exhaust?
Yeah, that's exactly what your fart sounded like. Okay, anyway. I'll let drop for now.
Anyway.
For now.
Anyway. Check it out. I thought I discussed certain things in regards to certain TV shows I've been watching, a certain film that recently come out.
Oh, God, we have to talk about that today. Thank you very much. Can that be the non-wrestling topic for today?
I was already ahead of you with that.
Oh, thank God for that. You see, great minds think alike. They just don't fart alike.
However, on both occasions, there will be no spoilers.
No spoiler. Oh, no, I can't spoil it for anyone just in case you haven't seen it, because that's just not fair.
That would be breaking rule number 1.
I can maybe be a bit of a dick, but I'm not a complete Keonta.
Pretty much. Basically, don't be a dick. Anyway, that aside, we've also got TBT interviews to discuss, where the last episode that we released, I believe, was Luke Basham.
Yeah, Luke Basham. We have got another one in the works. It has been done. It's just in the process and will be released on, hopefully, Why Wednesday.
It's not a hopefully. It is happening on Why Wednesday.
Oh, it's happening. The fappening.
It is happening. Why Wednesday? That episode will be done, dusted, and ready. Well, truly in advance.
We will actually give you a bit of a teaser as well the day before. Bit of a teaser. No, I reckon tomorrow we give a bit of a teaser, then announce who it is, and then drop the bomb. Just like your arse. Why have I got in my head now Deadpool saying, this guy gets it, he wore the brown pants. Oh, welcome to 10 minutes of your life of listening to fart jokes.
And someone being the butt of the joke.
Yep. Giggity.
And unfortunately, just due to bad luck and bad timing, I will just say this. This would be a week to not put the lottery on for me.
I wonder why that is.
Really? Anyway, but hopefully we should be releasing either who our next interview is either on Monday or Tuesday. But we are getting it well and truly ahead on the work, making sure to get certain things done, and of course it should be very, very interesting. And I will say, the next one that we've got prepared to be coming out. Wow, what an interview it was!
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that interview. It was, I would say, so far one of my favourites. No,
yeah.
In fact, I would say it's my favourite so far. I'm not saying that the others weren't great, because they were brilliant, but it was by far my favourite.
It's not just that. It was, we touched on certain topics.
Yeah, we touched on certain topics, and certain things that need to be put out there. On other podcasts, it's not really covered that well, or hardly at all, especially in the local ones that we've got. So yeah, I just thought it was a great idea.
And it should be a little bit interesting to hear some of the to hear your thoughts as well. If anybody does actually check it out, we'd like to hear your feedback on any of the episodes. Is there any feedback that you've got for any of the ones that we've already done? Yeah,
because for how many listeners that we get a week, we should really be getting some feedback, or at least some interaction.
We do get feedback. I'm just saying, if anybody wants to, they can. The option's always there.
Yeah, well, I want more. Call me greedy. I want more. Feed me more.
I did wonder when that voice was coming out.
Feed me more. Tracks.
Wrong one.
Feed me more, Tracks.
Anyway, shall we get down to business?
Fella.
Nope, not that way. Shall we get down to business? The question is, are we going to go for WWE first?
Yeah, let's go for WWE first, because I do want to talk a bit about WWE this week. Okay. I know I moaned about it last week, but yeah, I think we should. Do you want to start?
Okay. No, I'll let you begin if you want.
Well, I'm going to steal the thunder here by saying that, do I think that WWE Fastlane is going to affect WrestleMania? Me personally, I don't think so. Not in a great way. If it does, it's going to be minor. It's going to be minor. I don't know if you agree with me, but I think it's going to be minor.
I don't exactly agree with you. I think they have a possibility of making a major change. And oddly enough, It's all in the main event picture.
Yeah, it is. I mean, obviously, if you want to know what that is, then you should read it. And where might they read it, Mr. Burns?
Well, potentially they could read it on a certain predictions that we've done. And where could we have put that?
Yeah, we could have put that on the website.
Yeah, but where on the website? Oh, that's right. None other than the blog.
Not Matt Burns' log section,
The blog.
the blog section.
Where my post was as well.
Yeah, okay. I was lost for words with that one then.
No.
I nearly lost for words with that one.
Stop it.
Dab it.
Stop it.
Right. But yeah, no. If you want to read it, it's there. The predictions are there. I think we mostly agree on most of the matches, don't we? On most of the outcomes, we agree, don't we?
Normally, bear this in mind. Normally, I'm the one who just goes, no, that's happening. Yet this time around, it was like something pulled at my heartstring on one of the match results, and it's like, no, I don't like this. I want this to happen because this will happen, and it'll lead to that, which will be epic.
But you know that I've just come in and swept the rug from underneath your feet. Because come on, mate, you know the WWE. They always go too simple. This is why AEW knock it out the park.
No, they sometimes do go simple, or we're just going to throw a curveball right before WrestleMania. It's not like they've changed WWE champion recently.
Ugh. Yeah,
Twice.
do you have to keep reminding me?
Although I do think the current WWE champion, very good pick.
He deserves it. Yeah, he does deserve it. But anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about why we think it will or won't have a massive impact on WrestleMania. Now, it's like I say, I just can't see, because Fastlane for me is just shoehorned in. It's too much. It's just like Elimination Chamber. It shouldn't be there. Fuck off. Eat my cheese.
Right, I have to just point something out. We've already had a message off your number one fangirl.
Really?
Giggity. They love Hey Arnold. They have asked me to stop being sad on you. I have no idea why, even though you're the one who keeps keeps dropping the log stick at me.
You're the one who keeps dropping the log, not me.
And definitely we said no spoilers to the film that we're going to be discussing in the non-topic. Otherwise, we will be cut.
Oh, yeah, but the difference is, though, for me, I can get away with that one because I win, whereas you can't because you lose.
Mm-hmm.
Because I win.
Yeah, why do I get the feeling that you're going to be the one who does the slip-up and drops the bomb? But anyway.
Oh, yeah, in more ways than one, giggity.
Anyway.
Hooray!
Back to where we were. Where we think the biggest change, well, there's potentially 3 changes that can, well, on some of them we can see certain changes. There's certain ones you said a major change could happen. Hang on, you said a major change wouldn't happen, but on your predictions, you have put a major change on.
It's not that major.
What, the tag team, women's tag team?
No, it's not that. Oh, come on, it's not that major. The fact that WWE treat the women's division when it comes to tag team wrestling as a joke, then
and the fact that that it's behind Reginald.
Exactly. I mean, come on. Seriously, that's a major change. My ass.
Well, the major changes I was referring to, though, would be the main event belts.
Yeah.
Now, what's so weird with Fastlane recently is the fact that they've actually, while it was on Monday, they still had Fastlane to be done tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, tonight. Yeah. They decided to not advertise matches on Raw for the event, or put any big special stipulations around it or anything like that on Raw. What did they do? Oh, no. Let's just advertise WrestleMania.
Yes, we know, because Fastlane is shoehorned in. It may as well be I want to know who the idiot was who named it Fastlane.
No idea.
I'd love to know, because, really, lazy writing.
No
It's a crap name. Fastlane. It sounds like a really cheesy shit Vin Diesel movie. It does. I'm sorry. It does. I love Vin Diesel, by the way. So before anybody starts going, don't be sad on Vin Diesel.
Actually, I could actually make it more relatable and mention that it sounds more closer to a Rock movie when he was building up his career.
Oh God, yeah. Fucking hell. Yeah. Okay.
Because did anybody forget about the certain film called Faster?
Harder, faster. Oh, what shall we go with? Oh, we'll go with faster.
And yet he had a hard head in the back of his head. But anyway, the weird thing about it is it's not actually a bad film. It's all right.
It's not a bad film, but we're not talking about that.
No, we're not. But anyway, the point being is, the main title pictures for either one of them can be changed by two matches. One of them being the WWE Universal Championship with Edge as the special enforcer. Sorry for the spoiler alert on, SmackDown.
I've already seen it, so you're lucky.
No, I'm just saying. Usually we don't discuss it, but seeing as we've got a pay-per-view on the cusp, we've got to generally mention it a little bit. But the point being is, in my mind, it's like, how does Daniel Bryan not get some form of a victory right now with Edge as the special guest enforcer?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but you just know by what I've said how I believe it's going to end. Yeah. You just know that mine's the more obvious one, and you just, even though you want something different, because I'm not going to lie, I want it to be exactly the way that Matt Burns has predicted it. But yes. I just can't see, mate. I really can't.
Pretty much.
Can't see it. This is how little faith I have in WWE. But Raw and SmackDown brands, because I just think it's terrible.
Here's where the issue lies.
Oh my God, you in that fucking chair!
Here's where the issue lies. Right? I have with that Universal Championship. Roman, who is the heel, who has been stacking the deck against every face.
What? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're now at Fastlane, where we're in a position where the deck, the deck is fully near enough stacked against him for a change.
You mean the dark?
The deck, D-E-C, D-E-C-K.
Blooper reel.
Of course. But anyway, the point being is...
The deck is stacked against you.
The point being is, usually, it's usually when the table of turn is when the perfect time is for the heroic moment to happen. Usually. But at the same time, it's like, well, right now, with how it looks, it's like, you've got the good guys all ganging up on Roman Reigns, and it's almost like Roman Reigns has got to, rise above the challenge.
Yeah, I get that. I really, really do. But I just can't see it being as exciting as you want it to be. I can't. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Lost faith. Moving on.
No, but the point being is, if something drastic does change, and the weird thing about it is, my sudden change that I put up in there, I never said that the change could be entitled to have something to change.
Quick question. Did you put that on the predictions?
Didn't need to.
Right, okay. That's fair enough. But you don't want to give away the goose.
No. That's why I'm leaving it as it is.
I actually want to wake up tomorrow and see your outcome, what you think it's going to be. I really, really do. But I can only see one way.
Because it could potentially lead to an even bigger WrestleMania.
It could do, yeah. But again...
something that we haven't seen at WrestleMania for a long while.
Could do.
But at the same time, you could say that the same on the opposite side. On the Raw side.
Yeah.
I know what you're thinking. How do you mean? Well, we've got Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. And Drew is facing up against Sheamus. Even though it's not a number one contenders match.
Yeah, I know that. But again, I can't see it. I really can't.
That one I can't see. I agree with you on that one. I know what you mean. But at the same time, at least there's a chance that WWE could even attempt a Hail Mary. An attempt.
It won't happen.
Well, no, happening? Nope. Nada. Zilch. There we go. Any other topics you want to cover?
Yeah. You put me off WWE even more.
I apologise.
Such a tangent. Every time.
What do you mean?
I would rather it just be WWE, fuck off Skeletor.
Stop picking on Dolph Lundgren.
What's WWE got to do with Dolph Lundgren?
Could you mention Skeletor?
It's got nothing to do with Dolph Lundgren.
Well, he was He-Man, wasn't he?
It doesn't matter. Stop being a bellend.
I'm not. But anyway.
Dipstick.
Anyway.
Stop being a Rodney.
Let's get back to wrestling. Let's just have a bit of a makeshift and jump straight over to another company. Shall we?
Yes, let's go.
Let's jump over to AEW.
Yeah, because leading off from AEW, I have another promotion I want to mention. Something that happened this not so long ago, and it was actually quite frightening, to be honest.
Would you please?
No. Let's talk about AEW first, and we'll talk about that after.
All right. Well, on AEW, what I want to discuss is a certain match that happened.
Yeah, I also want to talk about that match.
Yes. Shall we get down to it then?
Yeah, let's get down to it.
Let's get down to it. The main event of the episode of Dynamite for the St. Patrick's Day special.
What was it? St. Patrick's Day Smash or Slam?
Yes. St. Patrick's Slam. St. Patrick's Day Slam. Yeah. The main event was a lights out match between Britt Baker,
Thunder Rosa.
Yeah. Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa. And wow.
Yeah, I can guarantee that Matt Burns had a hard on all the way through this match.
No. Do you know how well this match did?
Did it get a 5 out of 5 star rating?
It's potentially the biggest main event draw that's involved with a women's match on a regular television, on a weekly television programming for this year.
Nice.
From what's been it's been thrown around on the internet, genuinely, it has been that it has done AEW such a world of good, which at the same time makes us beg to differ. Seeing as that went so well, AEW, maybe actually have more women matches like that. Maybe showcase your women wrestlers more often.
I wonder if they actually heard us when we kept saying that they don't showcase the women often enough. Yeah. Because we all know, we talk a lot about the AEW women's division wrestling, and yeah, it's been dire up until now. I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to beat around the bush. It's been dire. It really, really has. I like women's wrestling. I could easily sit there and watch women's wrestling all day. No, not because I'm Quagmire, but because I actually enjoy it. I believe that there's just more flexibility there, and I just believe that sometimes they've got the better minds for it.
It's not just that. I feel as though women wrestling, doesn't get the
attention. It doesn't get the attention it deserves.
Correct.
If anything, there are a lot of matches within the women's division that deserve to be main event WrestleMania.
Yes.
And yes. They're with NXT stars, they're with Raw stars, and, we were talking a bit last week about more of that Asuka, please.
Yes.
You've just got so much potential, and you're all wasting it.
Yeah. We know that WWE have done it a few times where they've had the women main event of pay-per-view. And yes, they have done a WrestleMania. They have done I believe, the WWE Evolution pay-per-view, which was an all-women's pay-per-view.
Yeah, and that's only fair, but they only did it. Am I right in saying that they only did it because of the Saudi Arabia show?
I believe it was around about that time, but the issue I have with it is myself is I feel as though there has been murmurs of a second one.
Yeah, that would be good. Just so long as we never have to endure another Saudi Arabia show.
But that's going to happen.
Because all it is just a glorified house show.
I'd say it's a bit more than just a house show.
It's a glorified one, that's why.
It's also a big money maker for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we won't get into them sort of details.
No.
Because
Talking about women's division anyway, they only been featured once on one of them Saudi shows, and that's ridiculous.
But they're breaking boundaries at the very least. They're getting there. But anyway, the point being is, I feel as though AEW managed they managed cat lightning in a bottle with that match.
Yeah, they did, and I just hope that they turn that lightning into a source of power to move the AEW women's division further up the card, onto the main show, more matches, more input, more storytelling. Great, come on, bring it. I want to watch it.
And here's the scary thing about the entire situation with that match, and I'm going to generally state this. What was so interesting, this had been a long time coming because there had been a few bumps on the road, a few things, a few people getting hurt, that they haven't been able to do the match. Then they've been, back and forth. And do you know what the scary thing about the entire situation is? It wasn't even for the belt.
Yeah, so if it was for the belt, imagine how far it could go.
Exactly. Now,
just so long it hasn't got sparklers.
Nope. That got nicely covered, really well.
Triggered.
Not triggered. Just, I'm just going to say it was covered up really, really nicely.
Yeah, but anyway, we just want to see one day where it's more competitive on the women's scene, a bit like NXT. It's a bit more.
There's more. There has been, I believe when Lucha Underground was around, on television, they actually had the men versus the women quite a bit, and in some cases, some of the women gave just as much as the guys on them shows, and I believe even Impact even highlighted that, if I'm not mistaken, with that, because they even ended up having a female world Impact champion.
Yeah.
However, unfortunately, the way that ended, didn't exactly help the situation due to unfortunate circumstances. But the point being is, at least they were attempting something different, attempting something new. Now, the question is what is going to be next for women's wrestling? What is next? And the other thing about it is, I actually had somebody sent me a certain picture, and I don't know, it's one of them pictures that as I looked at, and I thought to myself, there's a lot of raw emotion in this picture, and it's something I feel as though does need to be shared out. I just don't know when I'm going to share it out, or if it's going to be on part of a blog. But I'm going to be definitely making sure to have that picture shared out, because I feel as though it's got a lot of emotion in it and showcases how powerful women's wrestling can be. Anything you'd like to add?
I think you've pretty much covered it all, to be fair, mate. I can't add any more to that because you're right.
And I know a few people are probably going to sit there saying, really? The girls can't be just as good as the guys?
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, they can. And oddly enough, WWE themselves have recently released a documentary on the WWE network. Okay, it's not professional wrestling, and the entertainment side of it. This is the Olympic wrestling, like Kurt Angle used to do before he joined WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And all I'll say is, it is called Heaven. Recommend you check it out. If anybody has any doubts that women shouldn't be able to out wrestle guys, or can't, aren't strong enough to pin people, can't, strong, not strong enough to pin a guy down or you know, 1, 2, 3 to the mat in Olympic wrestling or wrestling in general, give that a check out. I'm pretty sure it will open up some eyes.
Yeah, I think so.
Genuinely. Is there anything else you want to discuss?
Yeah, so, obviously we've just been talking about the women's division. I think it just could be showcased a bit more. That's all I was trying to say before Matt Burns went on a tangent again. So
No, but it's not a bad tangent. It's a nice one.
No, it's a positive one. It's a nice one. But I'm just saying, I just think it needs to be showcased more. I want more women wrestlers coming through. I want them to be able to have the confidence. But what I will say about intergender matches is that it's got to make sense.
Yeah.
Because you can't have somebody who's built like Braun Strowman or Randy Orton, like we're going to be having tonight, facing off somebody who's very petite, and it just looks like it's going to be the obvious outcome.
Usually, but then again, bearing in mind they're building up for something with that.
Yeah, well, hopefully that they are, but you know what I mean. It's got to make sense.
Otherwise, if it doesn't, we can't have it not making sense. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, don't make fucking sense. Stop fucking about my fucking monster.
Pretty much.
None of that Caraboa shit.
The point being is the fact is with it's got to make sense, which in some cases it has made sense. If you want a good match that is an intergender match and yet involves a big guy against a female wrestler who is no slouch herself but isn't as big, my advice is check out Lucha Underground. On one of their episodes, they had Brian Cage versus Tyre Valkyrie.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not talking a straight match. We are talking pretty much no disqualification, no holds barred. Everything can be bloody thrown into it. And wow. What a match. And the scary thing about it is, it almost showcased Tyre Valkyrie and put her on the map. Put her on the map on a bigger scale. And would you believe that match wasn't originally scheduled to happen?
I believe a lot of things.
That match wasn't originally scheduled to happen because originally it was meant to be Johnny Mundo, who I believe we've known him as Johnny Impact, Johnny Ultra, John Morrison, currently, originally.
Mm-hmm.
And it was due to potentially, he thought he had an injury, he had to get it checked out, and because of the timing schedule, they had to find a replacement. She was asked, she stepped up, and she showcased what she could do. She showcased what she could do in that match, and believe me when I say this, great match, recommend it. Check it out, just check it out. It does showcase that women wrestlers can be quite tough. Very, very tough.
Yeah, well, I think China proved that, though. Really?
Yeah.
Come on. Beth Phoenix as well. She was another one.
Yes.
Definitely. Oh, God. Is it ODB?
ODB?
ODB. She was another tough one.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Attitude Era wasn't very...
However, if I'm not mistaken, Victoria, also known as
Yeah.
Tyre.
Yeah, I would say Victoria as well, because she was actually a fucking unit, she was.
And if I'm not mistaken, didn't she have a hardcore match? And I'm not sure if it was either Mickey James or Trish Stratus.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that was meant to be an entertaining match. It wasn't your typical, the certain matches during that time that people were expecting. It was still something different at the time. But the point being is, we're now at the point where the women wrestlers are showcasing that they can bring just as much as the guys. Because bear in point, the light out match, what did we see in that match?
Blood. Lots of it.
And Death Valley drivers onto ladders,
Yep.
pins,
Yep.
a Thunder Rosa driver off the ring.
Yep.
That even had me biting my nails.
We had a lot, basically. We had a lot. We were quite spoiled, actually. Because now we don't know how long it's going to be until we see something like that again.
Yeah.
So,
although I will say on that event, why is it that I feel as though AEW could potentially bring out some new figurines of Penta El Zero just with a different hat each month?
Oh, he just pulled his head off and...
No. Did you actually see what he did during halfway through his match against Cody Rhodes? Kept putting on like a St. Patrick's Day hat on, but he kept changing hats. It was like... it was funny. It was funny. Anyway.
I'm laughing.
What?
I'm laughing on the inside.
Of course. But yeah, genuinely, it was... It's definitely something to definitely discuss, because it is something that I feel as though women wrestling should be on, It feels like as though they keep getting on the cusp of something big and great, and it's sort of just like... But it's not like it's breaking through that glass ceiling when it should rightfully be breaking through that glass ceiling. It should be given that chance to break through, because they can.
I agree with that. So anyway, with that, we need to move on, because we're just stagnating on one subject.
Yeah.
So, obviously, moving on to another promotion now, we are moving on to New Japan. And a bit of a doodah that's happened just lately. Nothing to do with the actual promotion itself, but they were mid through a match.
Yeah.
And yeah, Mother Nature decided it was a great idea to fuck shit up.
Yeah, no kidding.
And to say that it was worse than Matt Burns soiling his pants live on air, it was a proper brown pants moment. I would not have liked to have been there. It would have been dire. I would have shit myself.
Mm-hmm.
I would have soiled my pants and requested a clean-up on aisle 2.
Pretty much.
Code brown.
I was almost tempted to throw in a Red Dwarf line then.
Why didn't you?
I thought it'd be too cheesy.
Do it.
Do you think we could afford the change of light bulb?
Oh dear. Oh, loads of people are not going to get that. If they do, I will be ecstatic and over the moon. Please get in touch if you get what that means.
Jesus.
Whoa.
What are you doing?
No idea. I've just had an alarm go off on me. And I have no idea why.
Is it so you can take a couple of Rennies?
I'm pretty sure I'm just considering just taking some sleeping tablets straight after and just sleep the rest of the day off. Just forget it. Today
Never
didn't
mind.
happen.
No, it happened.
Today didn't happen.
And you've got to sit through 3 hours of fast lane. Or is it 4? I think it's 3, isn't it?
I'm not bothered. The point being is, I'm not doing it. If I can do it live, I might do, but I probably won't because of due to other commitments.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Burns is going to be pulling his pod.
No, because I believe that not everyone is capable of being able to stay up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because they potentially have work.
Oh, it's not stopped you before.
I'm just thinking from the last time that I watched the WWE pay-per-view, I had my mental psyche destroyed.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I feel like as though I want to be able to have a good day, then be able to watch it so it doesn't get destroyed so much.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So anyway, Code Brown, New Japan, holy shit. Probably the most extreme hardcore match I've seen. What?
Would you care to explain what happened?
Yes, there was an earthquake.
Yes.
There was an earthquake during a live match, and people were running scared. It wasn't an extremely powerful one from what I believe, but it was enough just to, give everyone the shakes, so to speak.
Pretty much, get everyone basically cautioned and wary of the situation.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not laughing and joking about it. I'm just, using the only way that I know how to describe a situation, which, of course, comes across as quite humorous.
Pretty much.
So yeah, don't take offence.
Yes.
Get a grip. Giggity.
Yes. Anything else you want to do? You want to cover?
Just my nipples.
I have got to bring up one contention.
Does this mean another hour of Matt Burns moaning?
No, it's not going to be moaning. It could actually bring a interesting feud to AEW.
Okay, speak.
All I'll say is, Matt Hardy. In a big money Matt. He's building up his own faction.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, what did he call his faction? The Empire?
Okay.
Now, I know. And was there any reason why you laughed? Is it because you're thinking really bad Star Wars reference?
Yeah.
Let me get to it. The reason why I say it could be potentially leading up to something is because as soon as it was mentioned, a few people were sitting there saying, oh, somebody else could have an argument with that in New Japan. Because there's somebody else who has a faction called the Empire in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
And that would be none other than the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay.
Yeah, that's true. Also, somebody has messaged in saying, why are we not talking about James's nipples?
Excuse me?
It's true.
Just what?
Apparently that's dead sad on me that we're not talking about my nipples.
What? Right, this has got to be from your number one fangirl, who want to know more about your nipples, but no, I don't think that would be it's not a professional topic to discuss on a podcast or on a broadcast.
That's sad on me.
Let's get in the pen.
Oh dear. You're so easy to wind up. It's great.
Yes.
But anyway, back to Will Ospreay. Yeah, go on.
The point being is, could we potentially even see an actual feud between Big Money Matt's empire against Will Ospreay's empire?
As in, the Empire Strikes Back.
You can't help it, can you?
No, it's fucking terrible.
But then, which one's going to be the real empire?
Well, the original one, of course.
Which will be the Will Ospreay one.
Exactly. So why are we doing this?
We've also got to discuss about another faction on AEW.
Yes.
Or did anybody forget what happened with MJF?
I'm not really bothered, to be honest, about MJF. I think they've kind of ruined the Inner Circle now.
I don't think it has ruined them, because I think to allow them to be a face for a change, I expected them for the Inner Circle to all turn on Jericho. I didn't expect the whole group to get turned. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's a nice bit of fresh air. And to also introduce a new faction that could be potentially trying to take over the Inner Circle with it being called the Pinnacle. Meaning that once you've reached the top, you're at the pinnacle. Which is fine. The real scary thing about this entire situation is how young MJF is.
Yeah.
He is young, and he has got a good career ahead of him. But the one thing I will say about this entire Pinnacle situation is there's one man in that group we haven't seen for ages, and they actually got me to care about him again.
Go on.
Sean Spears.
Fucking hell. Yeah, where has he been?
My point. The chairman. And they even give him a nice little bit of hyping up with MJF. MJF sitting there saying, you could try and beat him, and then when you attempt, he'll beat you and then probably hit you with a chair. At which point you see the camera turn over to Sean Spears. He goes, yeah, he's probably right. Which straight away is like, wow, that's interesting. Because he hasn't been anywhere on screen TV lately, has he?
No, he hasn't, actually.
But now he's involved in this group, and fingers crossed, we get to see more of him. And he isn't just swept under the rug and into obscurity. Because the guy is a talent. He is a very good talent and does deserve to be on regular weekly programming. Hopefully we get to see more of it. Hopefully it leads up to the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle for complete and utter dominance. But the question is when and where and how? We'll have to wait and see. Do you agree?
I totally agree.
No.
And just excuse me whilst I burst out laughing.
Why? Why are we laughing?
Dear. Well, my nipples have still been brought into this conversation. I have no idea why. And yeah, apparently you are being homophobic towards me because you talk about Big Dick Johnson's nipples.
No, I would not. And all I will say is we're not discussing that topic, and it's not because we're being homophobic. It's just it's not even on the schedule, or the listing.
We're fucking winking at you, you dickhead.
Yeah, there is, but there is a certain professionalism.
Really?
Yes.
How long have you had me on for now? Since October last year? And you're talking about being professional?
You should have some decorum. At least some.
No.
Anyway, moving
I
on
just found it hilarious.
Moving on. Let's get to the non-wrestling subject, shall we?
Yes. And that would be, if you're not careful, certain person, he will drop a spoiler.
Or better yet, shall we hit the epic wrestling moment?
Yeah, shoot. I can do that.
Which one would you prefer?
I think we should go epic wrestling moment.
Where do we go with this? Where shall we go this week for the epic wrestling moments? Because bear in mind, we have touched on some funny subjects of them. We've had the infamous armbar. We have had the infamous Scott Steiner promo.
Oh, God, yes. The mathematical genius.
We've had the Austin 316.
Yep.
I'm going to have to head down. And we've also, of course, gone down the Mongo road.
Oh, the Mongo road. How did we... I think Mongo should have been first on that list.
No, I think no. That's why I saved him for last out of the list.
Oh, right, okay, save the best for last.
Yeah, of course.
And we've also had an entire episode dedicated to terrible wrestling names.
That we have. And I believe gimmicks.
Oh, yeah, we had gimmicks as well, yeah. So where are we going this week, then?
This week, I'm going to go to WCW.
Okay.
And I'm going to say a handicap match.
Oh, dear.
What?
Oh, dear.
Do you know where I'm going with this?
I seriously hope you are. Go.
We are going to go with Chronic. Both members versus Goldberg. Do you know why?
I can't believe you're going down this route. Go for it. Go. Just do it. Rip the Band-Aid off.
All I will say is, I believe this was the event where I believe Goldberg was really hyped up, made to look really strong. And something happened in the match that no one expected. Because what I'll say is, how quick does Goldberg run?
Pretty fucking quick.
Now, what happens if someone decides to move?
It's going to suck.
And he might have actually been able to hit on target.
Yeah, it's going to suck.
Yeah, it kind of did, because I can't remember which member of Chronic it was. I just remember Bill Goldberg running at full speed, jumping for the spear, for the member of Chronic to move out the way, Goldberg not hit the turnbuckle. The question is where did he hit? He hit head first into the post.
Yeah. That's a whole lot of man going towards a steel post at what only could be assumed to be 1,000,000 miles an hour in ring terminology.
Yeah.
Ow.
I believe it was. I think it was a match. And what made it worse is the fact that when that happened, immediately as soon as it happened, it was like they ended up pulling him away. They ended up, he was that struck by the post, he stayed in the corner, facing outwards, as if to say, the lights are on, but nobody's home. For then one of them to pull him out as if to say, "Come on, fight me," and then suddenly realised, "Oh dear, is he actually knocked out?"
Well, what do you fucking think?
He was legit knocked out in this moment.
His head was nodding more than the Churchill fucking dog.
It was like literally the lights are on, but nobody's home. It was like, wow, which makes me sit here and wonder. Is that where he got his thing for headbutting the locker room doors?
Possibly trying to knock some sense back into himself.
From when he knocked him out?
Probably try and knock his brain back in place.
I need check. However, that is an epic fail moment.
That is a very big epic fail.
I've got an additional one that could be a potential epic fail or epic win, and it's to do with this WrestleMania.
Okay.
Have you seen who the hosts are?
Oh, am I right in saying that Hulk Hogan is one of them?
Yes.
Who else?
You don't know?
I'm not 100%. No,
The master of the world slide?
Oh my god. Why?
Titus?
Yes, but why?
No idea. No idea. And the scary thing about it is, with it, I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, have they done this to try and repair bridges for Hogan? Are they doing this to give a bit back to Titus because he hasn't been on TV in God knows how long?
World slide.
Because didn't that guy used to wrestle?
Yeah, I'm sure he did. I'm pretty sure also as well that slide sent him across halfway around the world. He's probably just got back. That's what it is.
You know what? Forget it.
He's just got back. He's just got back in the middle of a pandemic.
You know what? We have just decided to get a. We've got a 3-for-1 special right now because bear this in mind. We're covering a potential second, and the third epic moment would be the Titus World Slide moment.
Yeah.
And this is how you know it's funny. Did you hear Corey Graves on the commentary?
No.
Did you not?
No. How am I supposed to? I'm
All
poor.
I'll say to you is, rewatch it, and you just hear Corey Graves break. It was literally send for the man.
Okay.
As in from Botchamania. Because
Yeah.
as he's coming, he's like, he's coming down at full speed. He's coming down. Whew. What did you just? And he can't even speak. Him and Michael Cole can't speak. They can barely even call any of the action for
Yeah.
a good while.
Yeah, I remember now.
For a good long while, and it was like, how did that come to be? And then we got to the actual proper Royal Rumble where Tyre comes running down. He comes running in. Yeah, Tyre, slow down, slow down.
You know something? What really made me laugh about that is that it was funny at first,
Yeah,
but then it wasn't.
yeah. However, I feel as though they killed the joke, but they didn't even go for the merchandise with it.
No, they didn't. I'm surprised at that.
They had him as Titus Worldwide, but they didn't think World Slide.
They did.
No, but they
They
didn't.
just did. They said it, but they didn't use the merch.
They didn't, they didn't make the merch for for people to buy it.
No, they didn't, because I would have bought one. Because
I think we all would have.
It was a funny moment.
It was epic.
Philip J. Fry, take my money.
Pretty much, and you missed out. Anyway, I feel as though with WrestleMania, having Hogan and Titus be the hosts of WrestleMania, that's going to. I feel as though there's going to be some professionalism from them, but at the same time, why is it them?
Do you want me to be completely honest with you? I think it's going to be shit.
I think it'd be a bad decision to have them as hosts. Personally, I actually ask you a question. Why the hell do we need hosts? It's WrestleMania. It's just...
Well, it's good when The Rock
itself.
did it. To be fair, mate, The Rock did it really well. When he did it, and Ronda Rousey was in the crowd, that was... But you got to admit, that was a pretty good fucking moment, that was.
You do realise he wasn't host of that one?
I thought he was.
No. The one he was host of was where it was Miz and John Cena in the main event.
Ugh.
And you remember how that went?
Ugh.
Need to say more?
Yeah, the main event was shit, but the rest of it I enjoyed.
Point being is, I don't think WrestleMania needs hosts, personally, myself. But that's for another topic for another week.
Yeah, as long as it's not Bad Bunny, I'm alright.
Next week, we'll cover that.
Ugh.
We'll cover that next week.
Ugh.
Anyway, shall we get to the non-wrestling topic?
Yes, please.
Non-wrestling topic it is. Right. This is where we're going to be discussing... Shall we discuss some TV shows that we've been watching, or shall we discuss a certain film that we watched?
Definitely the film that we watched.
Or both? I'd say both. But we'll head off with the movie first. I feel as though I couldn't do this justice. I feel as though it needs to be Irvine who announces it.
Well, yeah, I mean...
You're the only man who can do it justice.
I have been the biggest man-child when it comes to comic book movies, and I'm going to have to say that I've been so excited for that ever since it was announced. Even when they were just teasing it, it was like a massive orgasm to my brain. It was amazing. And then when it was announced and it was actually in process, I couldn't contain myself. So the movie that we are talking about is something that we mentioned the other week, and that is the Justice League Snyder's Cut.
Yeah. Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, no spoilers, and we are definitely saying that. No spoilers. I myself was really looking forward to it because, as some of you or most of you may know, I am a comic book geek fan. I'm also a big, massive Marvel fan, DC fan, and of all superhero things. And bear this in mind, the first time around we watched it, it didn't do so good.
Nope. I enjoyed it, but the inner child, if I was 8 years old, enjoyed it.
Do you know roughly how long the original theatrical release was?
No.
2 hours. About 2 hours.
Yeah, shit.
Right. Now, my issue I had with it is
Rushed.
very rushed due to certain unfortunate circumstances that happened for Zack Snyder.
Changed too much shit in it.
It comes across as though a certain owner, certain publisher had basically just instead of us getting what the director wants, can we get what we want? It felt as though it was very, very rushed. It was almost like they were trying to mimic what had already been done on Marvel, but the difference is with Marvel, when they did the Avengers, they actually had some movies massively building up everybody into it. Whereas this time, we had about 3 of them on it, was it? About 3 of them, was it? Revealed?
I think it was Wonder Woman,
Batman, Superman. Where Flash hadn't been properly introduced.
Cyborg hadn't.
Cyborg hadn't.
And Aquaman. Definitely
and Aquaman hadn't. No. And it didn't exactly have much of a build for us to get us used to the characters. And the tone of the entire series didn't come across as right, if you get what I mean. I felt as though some of the jokes in the original version, funny. Some of them, some of the quick, sharp lines. Okay, I'm fine with that. But this is a DC movie. This is not what we've been getting from the other movies that we've been watching from it. That's been building up to it. It just felt as though it had a lot of, inconsistency.
Yes, it did. But we're not talking about the old one because, in my eyes, it doesn't exist anymore.
And a few other actors are probably agreeing with you.
Yes. So we are going to say that the Zack Snyder's Justice League has to be one of the best films I have seen in a long time.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to put my nuts on the chopping block and say it is by far one of my most favourite DC films ever. And I would say it is better than the second and third Avengers film. It was on par with the first Avengers film, where I felt giddy and happy and left wanting a hell of a lot more.
And that's the big thing about it, is that was so clever about it. It had you wanting more, even though, let me just state this out, it's roughly close to 4 hours.
Yeah, it's close to 4 hours. It's not, by far, it is not, 2 hours done film. This is like the extended version of Batman vs Superman, where everything comes together. It makes sense. Now, if you're a true DC fan, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
The subtle references, brilliant.
Yeah, there's subtle references, and the best part about it is that they managed to tail end it all off.
And also bring some comic lore into it as well in such a great way.
Yeah, and I'm not being funny like, but if anybody watched the Josh Whedon's Justice League, you will know that Batman looked like a pussy. He did. He looked like a pussy. I'm going to put it on I'm going to put my nuts on the chopping block again. He looked like a pussy in Josh Whedon's Justice League. But in this one, he looks badass.
And certain characters also got more of an uplift as well.
Yeah, we got more from the Flash, a lot more for the Flash, because there were things. It's like that though. When we got the trailers for Josh Whedon's bloody Justice League, we got like scenes that weren't even in the film.
Well, actually, they were. Just they weren't as coloured.
No, they weren't. I can tell you now, some of them that were in the trailers were not in the films, because I was majorly pissed off about this.
Yeah, but some of the scenes that were on there were also differently coloured as well.
Yeah, they were differently coloured, but that's not all I'm talking about. I'm talking about the scenes out of the trailers. Majority of them were in there, missing. But there were ones, critical ones that were missing that were actually in Snyder's cut.
Yes. But then again, Snyder also had one or two scenes that weren't in the final product as well. Yeah, but that's trailers for you.
Yeah, it is.
But that's trailers for you.
Trailers are misleading. But at the end of the day, you've got 4 hours worth of film, which could have easily been spread out over to 2 films.
Yeah. And also, I believe Cyborg also had a lot more in this one as well.
Well, I was just about to say that Cyborg got loads more.
He didn't come across as just, he's the guy that's in CGI.
Yeah, he's the guy that's in CGI, and he's a bit of a lard arse.
No, it didn't. It sort of gave him more development, but that's all we're going to say, because otherwise we'll be going into spoiler territory, and somebody will be getting cut.
Yeah, exactly. So, but anyway, we got more for Aquaman, a lot more.
It even did more for the villain.
Yes, exactly, and that even. Oh, mind you, that was nearly a spoiler then.
No, we can potentially say, because I believe it was even revealed in the trailer. But we're not going to mention it.
No, I won't mention it, because like I say, I don't even want to potentially spoil anything, because I get really pissed off when people spoil things for stuff.
All I will say is, Steppenwolf came across as much bigger, much badder, but still brought this theme of this, I've got more.
Yeah. He's got more, but yeah, it's just
brilliant.
I will say that we all know who's in the film. If you don't know who's in the film, then that's your problem.
But if you don't know who's in the film, you're in for a big shocker.
Yes, it's not even a spoiler. I'm sorry, but it's not.
It's not.
Darkseid's in it.
Yeah. Yes, and that's all we're going to mention. He is in it, but to bring up the tone of him being in it, does massively elevate the level of, because it's just epic. And there is one thing I will point out right now that did actually do a big credit. Do you know what rating the original was?
Probably like shit.
PG.
Yeah, this one was thing you want it rated R.
Rated R.
And yes, it's talented. Oh, it's fucking brilliant. It's so good.
Rated R 18. This was, yeah, you can see why.
Yeah, you can see why. And yeah, there's a couple of characters that swear that you wouldn't expect it from.
Yes.
No, that's not a spoiler. No, it's not.
We have language. We have violence.
Yeah, we have lots of that. We have blood.
Oh yes, we have blood.
We have blood. And there's just that one particular scene where there is a fair bit of blood. So yeah, you know which what I'm on about.
Yeah, but all I'm just going to say is absolutely epic, amazing, and for me, a lot of people. I know some people said it was too long. It was too long.
I don't give a fuck if it was too long. It's just, you know something. If they made every single Justice League movie 4 hours long, I would happily sit on my bottom and watch.
It had to be 4 hours long.
Every single minute of it, because even Batman vs Superman, that was what, 3 hours long?
Yeah.
3 hours long, and I enjoyed every minute of it. Why?
Now,
because I love DC. I love Batman. You know, I love Superman. I think, you know, just like I love all the Marvel characters
as well, and DC.
Yeah, exactly. I just fucking love characters. Characters from both comic books.
Yes, and general life as well. But the point being is, the reason why I think it needed to be 4 hours, and this is my own input on this, is the fact that they had to introduce so many characters instead of just being, poof, there he is, poof, there they are, poof, there he is. It was telling the grand story of it and bringing more grit to it. Because the one thing between the two of them is you've got Whedon, who has got his, yay, jokey side, which was okay, funny, but really...
It works for the Avengers. It works for the Avengers, the Marvel characters. It works for them. But the DC universe is gritty. It's dark. It's meant to be like that.
Yes. 100%.
Unless you go back to, like, the very first Batman series that was ever made with Adam West, where it was just really goofy.
Yeah.
You know, it was a bit of fun. They didn't realise it was going to turn into a thing. And it did. It blew up massively, and everybody loves it.
Yeah.
You know, it's
but that's what I'm saying.
It's part of pop culture now.
Yeah, it's part of history. But the point being is, with this, is it continued that narrative, that important narrative as well. And it just showcases a lot on it. And it was very, very brilliant how they did it. Very interesting.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I just can't wait. I mean, there is one thing I will say, is that the film is actually broke down into chapters. That's all I'll say. And it does have an epilogue. So,
yes,
you know, bear with it. It's definitely... Oh, God, I can't wait until everybody watches it and they're screaming about it because, oh, yes, there's more characters involved. It's great. Oh, love it.
That's all we need to say.
I was actually texting DDV when...
DDV? Dave Del Vecchio?
Yeah, DDV. I was messaging him at the same time. I think he was watching it. I think he was about 5 or 10 minutes in front of me whilst watching it. When certain things happened, I messaged him to talk about it, and both of us were freaking out about the same things. It's hilarious. If I showed you the messages, you'd laugh.
Oh, definitely. I can imagine.
We're like proper fanboys geeking out. You know,
fanboy intensifies.
Yeah, fanboy intensifies. We're like, oh God, can't you believe that's just happened? Or,
Oh, that's
my
just
God,
happened.
can't believe that person's in it. Oh my God.
Oh, this has happened. That's happened. What? Mind blown, sort of thing. Yeah.
Character development. Finally, we get an explanation for this, that, and the other. Oh, brilliant! Just fucking watch it. Watch it.
Also,
Buy fucking DC merch.
And do you know what the real scary thing about it is?
I'm Batman.
The real scary thing about it is, you can watch it on HBO Max, but in the UK, do you know where you can watch it?
Well, considering that I fucking watched it, yes.
Sky Movies?
Sky Movies or Now TV.
Yeah.
Now TV, it's on there. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. For anybody that says that they didn't like it or they're moaning about the length of the film,
Each to their own.
Go fuck yourself.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Each to their own. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Opinions are like arseholes. Nope. Everybody's got one.
No. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but at the same time, they can't. The one argument I will bring to the table is, yes, it's 4 hours long, but bear in mind, yes, this movie's now come out now in 2021, right? But bear in mind, if this version came out originally, how it should have done, would we then, so, you know, that's the idea that Zack's trying to put into your head. If this was released when it was, because bearing in mind, we didn't have any Flash, as in the movie version of him. We didn't have Aquaman, or even Cyborg on the big screen. I believe this was Cyborg's first live action appearance of him.
Yeah.
For Justice League at the time. So bearing in mind that if Zack Snyder got his version, right, we would all be sitting here thinking, you know, we'd still be speaking so highly of it. It's just the fact of we got the version that we got, which did put a bit of a sour taste on a few people. And we're not even going to get onto the outside topics of said movie director either. The point being is the fact that it didn't work well. The first one came across as if, you know, it wasn't the director's film that was being produced. It was the studio's vision.
Yeah, we all know the story, but you know, it's just 4 hours. It was just perfect for me. I really enjoyed it, and like I say, if you don't like it, fine. Don't ever watch it again. More fool you.
You know, if you don't like it, don't watch it. That's your choice. But personally, I think this one, and I will, and I'm pretty sure my co-host and colleague will agree with me on this. This should be the canon.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
The Zack Snyder version should be the canon version that we follow.
Yeah, it should. It definitely should. And you know something? I seriously hope that they do more after this, because they have just proven that they can tell a good story. They can character build. There was only one scene that I do wish that they had kept out of the Josh Whedon one. And that was Batman tracking down one of the demons at the beginning of the Josh Whedon version. Because I just thought that was a brilliant scene. I thought that would have been really good. Just minus the comedy out of it, you know what I mean?
Do you want to know how weird this is? By the way, in the Josh Whedon version, he used 15% of what Zack Snyder had actually done. He only had 15% to work with. The rest was all of his. Do you know how much was Joss Whedon's in Zack Snyder's version? None. He used none of Joss Whedon's footage.
Coming back and thinking about it, I don't think he did.
He didn't. Even the epic fight scene, even a certain epic scene that was done in the Joss Whedon version was changed in a bigger way.
Yeah.
In a bigger way. And
it was.
Less jokes as well.
Yeah, but that is the thing, though. There's still humour in it, but
yes,
from the right characters.
There is one joke out of the Whedon version I wish they kept. One joke.
Go on.
Aquaman sitting on a certain lasso.
Oh, yeah. I wish they kept that, because that would have been quite funny, actually.
That's still funny.
Yeah,
but,
it's still funny.
Yeah.
But keep an ear out for Wonder Woman, because she is so good in this film. I was literally fanboying over her so much during this version, because she looks amazing, especially when she's fighting.
Yes, and also on top of that, to set the tone, the music.
Yeah, exactly. Every single time. Got me.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, got me. Every time. Goosebumps. I even said to Dave Dalvecchio that I got goosebumps watching Wonder Woman. I'll even fucking highlight the text. I'll even send it you. Just to prove that I did.
I know at least you have a thing for Amazons.
Oh, dick.
But you're laughing about it.
True.
Yes.
True.
But anyway.
I can tame the Amazonians.
Anyway.
Giggity.
All I'm just going to say is that's going to be a wrap-up of the topics, would you say?
Yeah, well, I actually just want to read this message out, because it's very fitting for the 4 hours of the Justice League. This message says, if people think 4 hours is too long, I pity their sex life. 4 hour power. Brilliant.
Would that be from your number one fan girl again?
Yeah, I don't know why you keep bringing that up.
I'm just asking.
It could have just been a randomer. Yeah, it was.
Of course it was.
Of course it was. But yeah, okay. I think we've done now. I think we're done. I think we can move on. I would say that was a wrap.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a wrap up on the topics. The only thing I will probably give a massive shout out to is we recommend everyone to check out. Well, it's probably already happening as we're talking. But if you can do, from time to time, give a check out to a certain quiz.
Yeah.
Which would be on Facebook only, which is, I believe, Alice. Who the quiz is, Alice?
24 years just waiting for the chance. Oh, sorry. Go
on. Really?
Yes, really.
Even though we definitely know you're the number one fan of that quiz.
Am I?
I'd say you're the fanboy of it, aren't you?
I literally wander in, drop one question, and then know that my knowledge is crap of quizzes. So,
and bearing in mind the fact that you get called Big J from time to time.
oh, piss off.
Or is it Big Van Jaden? Big Van J. Anyway, that aside, if anybody wants to know who we support or want to check out our plugs, just check out on the website. We've got it's all on the links page. But all I'm just going to state is we, of course, recommend you all to check out the website, which is www.theburningtruthuk.com, where you can listen to us. You could be listening to us right now, potentially, or listen to past episodes, past current interview, recent interviews, past interviews, and any past stuff that we have done for The Burning Truth. We've also got the blog, the blog page, which has predictions and the weekly blog. We've also got the links page, which covers everything that we do recommend you check out and follow. But do understand that we cannot be held responsible for any external links. We, of course, also recommend, if you want to, support us. And how can they support us?
They can support us by going on our page, our website, going into the merch section and buying our merch.
Definitely buying our merch, because we all know a certain individual who probably wants a can of Monster.
Buy my fucking merch.
Anyway,
Monster merch.
all I will just say is this: we are, of course, on social media, be it either Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and of course, you can listen to past episodes. Our episodes aren't just heard on our website. It is, of course, on the website. It is, of course, on Spreaker. It is, of course, on Spotify. It is, of course, on iTunes. It is, of course, on Deezer, Amazon Music, and Google Podcasts, and many, many other external sources. And, of course, we get to a part of the show that is... It's very near and dear to our hearts. Would you agree?
Yes.
Very much so. We're done with the plugs, which is always the mental health message. As we've always stated, it is okay to be not okay. Asking for help is never a weakness, and you can end up in doing so, you can end up finding out that there's a lot more care out there for you.
More than you realise. More than you realise. More than you'll ever realise.
Or can ever know. Because genuinely, you'd be surprised at how much help can be provided, even from a complete stranger. Believe me when I say that.
And if you feel like you've been in a dark place in the past, but now you're in a positive place, try and help somebody. Try and help somebody that you know is in a dark place.
Of course, and we've always got our social medias open, and we're always open to messages from you if necessary, if you want to get in touch with us.
Exactly. Don't be shy. We do not judge.
No.
At all in the slightest. The scary thing about it is come across as really fucking like sweary and blah blah blah, but we are genuinely nice people, and we do like talking to people. So we're always here for you.
And the scary thing about it is, it doesn't even have to be on the subject that's probably bothering you. It could even just be if you wanted to talk about your day.
Yeah, exactly. Or you want to know something, or our thoughts on something wrestling wise, non-wrestling wise, so long as it's not politics, and so long as it's not religion.
Correct.
We all know what happened last time.
Anyway, that aside, we also recommend you all to never compare your behind the scenes to other people's greatest hits, which is quoted from Tom Campbell, who's part of Cultaholic. Genuinely, I think that does stand for itself, because, You might not be having the best of time in seeing someone, knocking it out the park. Yes, hitting grand slams. Boom, boom, boom. But at the same time, you might not be seeing what's behind the scenes at the same time.
A smile hides a lot of pain.
Yes. It can do. It very much can do. And it's just... It is scary, but... follow the rules. And of course, we also always recommend, make yourself a priority once in a while. It is not selfish. It is necessary. Make yourself a priority once in a while. It's not selfish. It is necessary. I know someone might turn around and say, "Oh, you're being selfish." If they're saying you're being selfish for looking after yourself, I'm sorry, but everyone needs to have a downtime. Everyone needs to have a day for themselves. So if you feel as though at the moment you need to have a day to yourself, then don't be afraid to take it. Would you agree?
Yeah, do it.
Just do it.
Do it
now.
You'll always have the angel and the devil on your shoulders. One telling you, "Oh," the devil telling you, "Do it, do it. Be selfish. Be selfish. Be that one. Be that one thing that you never want to be."
I don't even think it'd be even a devil on your shoulder. If it's looking after yourself, we all need it.
But then I'm just going to say that, because your gob interrupted me yet again.
Sorry.
That the angel on the other side will be saying, no, everybody needs help. No, what you need to do is listen to the devil once in a while and just take that time to yourself.
Yes. 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 And of course, we recommend everyone to please follow the number one rule of progress and the burning truth.
And that would be, don't be a Matt Burns.
No.
Oh, sorry, I meant Dick. Or am I confused with the same thing?
Irvine.
Love you.
Once again, the actual the rule is, don't be a dick. Case in point. Nothing needs to be said. Nothing needs to be added. And of course, if there's anything in this world that you can be, especially right now, more than ever, please be more kind. And additionally to that message as well, be excellent to each other.
Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill and Ted. Oh, my God, yeah. That's perfect, that is. That's perfect. Bill and Ted. Be excellent, dudes.
Be excellent to each other, dudes. Which even fits into the how I even normally start the show.
Yeah.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to this episode of The Burning Truth. We, of course, also recommend you all to stay well, stay safe, and hopefully catch you at the next episode, or even the next interview on Wednesday.
Why Wednesdays?
Why Wednesdays? And, of course, we also recommend you check out your local wrestling promotions on their social media and everything. And make sure to follow them, because it is getting, we're getting closer to the stage where potential could we have shows back on. Don't know yet, but we'll have to wait and see. But, of course, we also recommend you to reach out to somebody you haven't spoken to in a while, a family member, a friend, a colleague, anyone you used to know, or anyone you haven't spoken to in a long while. Just reach out, be it either a phone call, text message, email, any message, any form of message. It can go a long way. Genuinely.
Just don't do what your parents do to you sometimes when they ring you on a video call and they are looking down at the phone and it looks like they've got 50-odd chins. It's true. Don't tell me it's not happened. It's like when you accidentally open the camera on your phone and you're looking down and you go, oh my God, what am I looking at?
Oh, it's me.
Like, oh, damn.
That's me. And then you quickly rise up the camera and go, oh, I'm back to normal.
Yeah, oh, thank God for that. And then you
Anyway.
lift it all the way up to the ceiling and you just go, oh, look, oh, that's so pretty.
I don't know why. I just had a certain song stuck in my head. I'm not doing it now. No.
I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty.
Oh my God! How did you even know?
Oh, that is because I am genius.
But anyway, I've been Matt Burns.
I've been the not-so-serious James Irvine.
This has been The Burning Truth. It has been emotional, and we'll hopefully catch you next week.
Where it makes sense.
Pretty much. Until then, we'll catch you later.
Bye, Trikes.